We're monitoring political developments in Nigeria as political figures from the People's Democratic Party, Labour Party and others join forces ahead of the 2027 election. The recently announced opposition coalition has formally adopted the African Democratic Congress as its political platform for 2027. Ademola Lawrence has more.
It was a significant moment at the Shehu Musa Yar'Adua Center in Abuja as key opposition figures converged to announce the formal adoption of the African Democratic Congress, ADC, as a new political vehicle ahead of the 2027 general election. Present at the event were former Vice President Kachikwu Abubakar, former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai, Labour Party's presidential candidate Peter Obi, and former APC National Chairman John Odigi Oyegun, among other political heavyweights. The outgoing national chairman thanked the former executive of the party for paving way for the new ones to chart a new course for Nigeria.
Have given impetus for our collective endorsement for leadership regime at all levels. Came from our NEC members and our NWC. All our close meetings, we agreed that the nation is our focus. The endorsement that we got and which we today going to give to distinguished Senator David Mark.
The official adoption marks the beginning of what is expected to be an intense political battle as opposition forces close ranks ahead of 2027.
This is the vote of the coalition! ADC!
For the interim chairman, this coalition was not built overnight. He said it has been 18 months of consultation, insisting Nigerians deserve a real alternative to the APC.
This is the bold new path we declare today. A path of unity over division, service over slogans, action over excuses, compassion over inhumanity, transparency over opacity, inclusion.
But just hours after the opposition coalition announced its decision to adopt the ADC, the party may be running into a ditch. Political figures in the ADC, including 2023 presidential candidate Kachikwu, insist the coalition is not recognized. Mr. Kachikwu says the coalition is in alliance with the party's former leadership and the current leadership doesn't recognize it.
We yearn for a new Nigeria that thrives on meritocracy and de-emphasizes tribe and religion. We dream of a nation that works for all Nigerians, irrespective of region or religion. If you seek to be a part of the ADC, do the proper thing and come through the front door. We are a party of decent and well-behaved people. Our brand of opposition is one that not only opposes, but proposes something your group is not conversant with. I strongly suspect that you will be shopping for another party very soon. And as you do that, we, the members of the African Democratic Congress, wish you bon voyage.
Kachikwu was also on TVC News Politics Tonight, where he mentioned that the party leadership that handed over to the coalition is only a faction of the party. Chairman of the ADC in Benue State insists Rafa Nwosu has no power to hand over the party to the opposition coalition.
The former national chairman went ahead to say that all the elected chairmen and officials of the party cease to exist. I don't know where he has gotten that power from. I don't know where he generated the power from, because he is nobody. As far as I'm concerned now, he is nothing in the party of ADC. We are the owners of ADC. And when he started this thing, because he was ready to trade with it, he didn't consult the party owners. Who owns the party? We are willing to receive everybody who wants to join ADC, at least to take over power from the APC.
All right.
But it's not to come and hijack it.
These guys have been traversing the length and breadth of Nigeria looking for a platform that they can hijack or they can use to try and grab power. And it's sad because I keep on saying in all of this, we give undue attention to these people. And as Nigerians, we are unable to come together to actively solve our problems as a people. We keep on heightening political tensions across the country. We still have 2 years to go before the elections. We have a lot that we need to do as a people together. And we are dividing ourselves with politics when that does not arise now. Do you know why this is happening? Look at the people who you saw in that video today. And like I said, 75 to 85% of them are above the age of 75. Do you believe that these people have a 9-to-5 job? Absolutely not. Politics is their 9 to 5. They wake up in the morning to coffee and tea and watch Arise, TVC and channels and talk about how they are going to hijack power. This man is not doing what this man not doing, this man not doing that. They have nothing else to do. And so they play with the sentiments and sensibilities of Nigerians.
Let's talk to senior reporter Ademola Lawrence, who covered this story and has been following the development very closely. Also joining me is policy analyst Yusuf Harun. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us on the news at 10. Let me begin with you, Ademola. A lot has been said about the age of the big names and their political interest. But in reality, between Peter Obi and Atiku, they were able to garner 13 million votes in 2023, which was enough to win that election. Who are the big players in ADC, and what value do you think they're bringing to the table?
Okay, thank you very much, Nifemi. You know, in politics, there are two things that are very common, loyalty and value. But you know, now value is even more attracted to a politician than loyalty. But let's look at the alliance of this particular ADC, and we'll start with Atiku Abubakar. He was a former vice president, of course, under PDP, where President Olusegun Obasanjo was the president between 1999 to 2007. So give him a cut. He has paid his dues in terms of playing politics in the political space of Nigeria. A likely flag bearer of the party, of course, a perennial contestant and a candidate in the 2023 PDP presidential candidate. You look at Nasir El-Rufai, for example. We're looking at the alliance of these, the people who form this alliance. Look at Nasir El-Rufai, for example. He's a former governor of Kaduna State, a former FCT minister, of course, under Olusegun Obasanjo as well. So I mentioned two persons under Olusegun Obasanjo that are served under Olusegun Obasanjo. So you are looking at very experienced politicians, so to say, in that light. Peter Obi, for example, 2023 presidential candidate at Labour Party, also has expressed his interest to run. But you look at it, he was a former governor in Anambra. He polls a majority of the youth in 2003. You know, he's a leader of the obedience movement. So, and he gathered a lot of votes, over 6 million votes in 2023 general election. Rotimi Amechi on the other side was a former minister of transportation and former governor of Rivers State. You look at his political value, what has he been able to do in terms of gathering votes in Rivers State? Some will tell you, maybe he has not been able to do anything to that extent. Remember, in 2015, he was moving from PDP to APC, and Nyesom Wike, who was then contesting, became the governor. So he was not able to pull a string at that time. In 2019, into 2023, he wasn't able to do anything for the APC. So the value is questionable, some would tell you. It was also a second position in 2023 presidential primary in the APC. Then you look at John Odige Onyegun, a former national chairman of the APC. I think this came as a shock for so many people because he was one of the persons who actually screened the current president, who was when he was going to be contesting for president in 2022. There, I remember that we covered it, we took it live, TVC took it live. And you look at Solomon Dalong, I think this actually did not come as a surprise for many. Former Minister of Youth, he has been speaking about these particular governments and what they are not doing right. And one name that everybody cannot seem not to not talk about is Dele Momodu. He was a former presidential candidate of NCP, a member of the 2023 PDP presidential campaign team. He also contested in the PDP presidential election, remember, as an aspirant. Of course, he got 0 votes. And the former governor of Benue State, Gabriel Suswam, is also a part of this particular alliance. Ireti Kingigbe is a serving senator and Abuja member of the Labour Party. And these are the people who actually make a huge number of this alliance that goes into the ADC. And most of them are crying and saying, no, I want to take over power in 2027. Indeed.
Demola, you appear to have omitted an important name. Aminu Tambuwal in Kano, who has the ability to deliver one of the highest numbers in the forthcoming election. We'll get back to that. Oh, sorry, Aminu Tambuwal is in Sokoto. I was referring to the former Kano State governor, who is now currently with the NNPP. We'll find out how that goes on in the coming days. But let's bring in policy analyst Yusuf Harun. What do you make of this coalition, Mr. Harun? Should the APC now begin to fasten its belt and strategize?
Thank you very much, Nifemi. I believe these politicians are called political jobbers or political naive because they don't understand the sagacity of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. If you study all what the analysts before me said, there's something all of them have in common, and that is political bitterness against the current president, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They don't have any ideology. Ask them, what are they bringing to the table? They can't see anything new. These are people who have been in politics for over 2 to 3 decades. Is it Atiku Abubakar? Is it Aminu Tambuwal? Is it Nasir El-Rufai? Is it Rotimi Amechi? And many of them don't really have that political clout to win election and to drive it away from the current presidency. The best time they may have had was in 2023. And politics is not according to mathematical equation. So I can confidently say to Asiwaju, if he's watching, that these people are just political naive and they are just political jobbers looking for attention. Well, secondly, Nifemi, they don't even have a fixed political party. You can see even ADC is denouncing them. At this time, they are not even sure where they are going to. They don't know what they are doing. They were in PDP. Later, they moved to another party. They went to SDP. Again, they left SDP, ADC. Maybe they will keep going around till on the dying minute. I want to make a prediction, Nifemi. Towards the close of 2026, you will see many of them will still defect back to APC. That is just it. Well, they don't have a fixed ideology, and we can't compare what they are doing to 2015, when Asiwaju, together with some opposition parties, formed a coalition. In this time, we had NPDP, in which Atiku was part of them, Saraki and the likes. They joined the APC. We had a merger between the Action Congress, ACN. We also had a merger between CPC, which was headed by Muhammadu Buhari, and we had some other parties like that, like a faction of ABGA, where the former governor of Imo State was. So now, now they don't have a fixed ideology. They don't even have a fixed group, and there's no merger. Now, how many governors are with them? Governors have a strong role to play in election.
I hear you clearly.
They are not the ones who determine everything.
But it might be too early to dismiss the potential that this coalition has if you consider the fact that Obi and Atiku had 13 million votes in 2023. That's a figure we can't forget in a hurry. But hold that thought. We'll be back with this conversation.